Alright.
Welcome back everyone to DC Animated Antics. I'm finally starting to wake up now.
Yes.
We've been watching this shit for like 2.5 hours now. So we're with Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo.
Teen Titans!
So good.
So much better than Brainiac Attacks.
It is a lot better than
Oh my
Brainiac
gosh.
Attacks. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's entertaining.
So Teen Titans is known for its own art style.
Yeah.
It definitely, like, nothing... I can't think of another cartoon that uses the same style as Teen Titans.
I feel like there's one or two shows that have tried it, but none quite succeeded like Teen Titans did.
It's true.
And I was a big fan of the show growing up.
I was a huge fan of the show growing up.
And I felt like it's one of those shows that it could be amazing and insanely frustrating at the same time.
Totally.
Like, there's some episodes of story arcs that are like, okay, that was amazing, that was really good,
Right?
that like pushed the boundaries of what the show could do, what you can get away with.
Totally.
And then we had other episodes that were like, why the fuck is this here? This is such a waste of my time.
It's
I
true.
hate this so much.
Yep. And later on we got Teen Titans Go, which
was
is,
all about, this is a waste of my time, I hate this show so much,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck is this here? What the fuck happened, DC Animated?
I don't know what they did there. A part of me just wants to blame Cartoon Network.
I don't know. They
know,
canceled the Unjust immediately. It was like, oh, you like Teen Titans show? Well, let's take away everything you liked about Teen Titans and throw in just this stupid shit.
Exactly. So, that being said, Trouble in Tokyo. We start off with obviously the Teen Titans. They get attacked by
Some rainbow bright dude.
God, it's like Psycho something.
I don't remember his name.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. He's
I
kind of
said it a
like
few times. Yeah, he's like a Super Sentai Team knockoff.
Yeah, pretty much. Clearly Japanese origin. They
Yep.
chase him for a while. Turns out actually is from Japan, and he follows some guy named what's his name?
Brushugan.
Brushugan.
It's the villain of this one, which is really terrible naming, but still entertaining. I mean, honestly, I can't discredit for the Teen Titans having terribly named villains. Because
Yeah.
they're all terribly named villains.
Oh, Deathstroke's still pretty cool.
Deathstroke?
Okay, they call him Slade in this, but still.
Yes, well, not to mention, like, you could also go with, like, Murder Slap. You know, it's just, we're gonna get into Jessica Jones here and Kilgrave.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know?
But when you put it like that, it sounds really stupid.
Murder Slap from Milton Bradley.
I would actually just love to see how that works.
From the bakers who brought you pie in the face.
You know what kind of I was thinking of that Glee episode of South Park where it's something the dad who was very flamboyant, he goes, slap, slap, slap you. That's murder slap.
That works. Alright. So, but anyways.
So anyway, they go to
so-
Japan and antics happen.
So they fight some weird crossbreed between Godzilla and Fin Fang Foom.
Kind of amazing, really.
Which was great. And
they didn't use any Godzilla sound effects though, which is
they
weird,
didn't, which
is weird to me because I
no.
feel like that stuff is royalty free at this point because I hear it all over the damn place.
Yeah,
Marvel uses it all the time in their animated stuff.
it's true. But yeah, so they fail to stop the creatures but are introduced to the Super Troopers or whatever they are. Again, Super Sentai knockoff. You've got dozens of guys with laser guns that are clearly what is necessary to stop these things. But it turns out in a weird revelation later on that this super group is actually controlling Brushugan and he's a prisoner.
Oh my god.
And, shock and dismay.
Because he looks so trustworthy up to this point.
He absolutely seems
Here's your medal from the mayor.
We are just like you, except that we are all adults.
We're better than you, kid.
Yes. Oh, man.
I founded the Tokyo Troopers to help keep the city safe. We're not too different from you Titans. Except, we are all grown-ups.
I mean, this is before we get to that point, though, I feel like for me, a large part of that's why it isn't quite great for me, is I feel like they missed such a huge opportunity to just, really, really bold and ambitious for this kind of thing.
Definitely.
And it's kind of the same issue I would, Justice, where it wouldn't bother me so much if they didn't openly tease me with it. Where it's like, that they were going to do something more with this, but then they don't. They chicken out, and it's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
You had it right there. You had the opportunity. You threw it away. Threw it away.
You ruined it!
You bastards! Damn you all to hell! I think we're getting references mixed up here.
Yeah.
But anywho, it's like the big thing with this one is that they tease, and they tease us so well. It's just a well done shot too.
Yes.
It looks gorgeous, and I always love the show's use of color and visuals. It's always been great.
Definitely.
Like, the action's always been top notch in the show, and the way that they mix anime influences with, at the time, modern day animation was always very, very good. The big thing is that while they're in Tokyo, Robin encounters the guy they met up in, what city did they even rule in? Did they even give a name for the city? Or is it just the city?
I don't actually know. It's
in California, we know that much.
One of DC's fake cities. Like Metropolis or Gotham, where it's vaguely placed similar to a real city, but they don't use that city's name.
Yeah, well, they use Gotham Metropolis, but...
Well, yeah, but like Gotham is clearly placed where Chicago should be. No, Gotham's New York City, Metropolis is Chicago.
Fair enough, yeah. But anyway,
yeah.
Robin encounters this guy and then basically murders him. Accidentally, of course, but there's a great shot, like, when the billboards crash, and it's blinking lights in the background, and matching, like, the color of the blood, I guess, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
But it's, like, pink blood, or some of his face, or some of his arm, he's, like, covered in this stuff. It's like, that's actually, like, really brutal image for a PG animated TV show. And it's like, oh, shit, like, did he actually murder somebody? And, like, and if they did, I know it's kind of cruel to say I wish the hero murdered somebody, but at the same time, it's like... I get why they copped out, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that would have been so good if they actually followed through on that. But,
well, at the same time, though, if it had been an actual person, he would have totally have murdered that person.
Yeah,
So, he did murder somebody. He didn't know they were made of paint.
But then they come along and like, oh no, he made it ink, so he wasn't technically real, so therefore he didn't technically murder him. It's like, no, bullshit. You know, if you're gonna do something like that, go all the way with it, or don't waste my time.
You heard him, kids. Don't half-ass your murder.
If you're a kid, why are you watching this show?
It's a good point, but thank you for your donation.
Put your mother's credit card down, please.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho, but either way, so they do that, and they actually do follow through for a little while. Like, he's kind of dealing with the guilt of it. And he's like, other people's like, but it was an accident. And actually tried to do it. He goes, whether or not he was human or not, he was still technically a person, and you killed him.
Yeah.
It's like, again, if they followed through with that, like how he had to live with guilt and stuff, that could have been really interesting.
Right.
And real honestly, considering what the show has done up to this point in the series, that would not have been that big of a stretch.
No, it totally could have been a thing.
Please, I didn't mean to. He had a power. He could regenerate. In this, it isn't blood. He wasn't human.
Neither are most of your friends. Whatever this psychotech was, he was alive. And now...
I couldn't have. I would never. This isn't happening. This can't be real. It has to be some sort of sick joke or a setup.
Ah, really?
Yeah, because they've honestly murdered Deathstroke in that show like 3 times.
It's true. I just would have liked to see Batman looking at Robin and be like, Robin, we had one rule.
We're going to take a commercial break here, though, because pizza's here. So.
Alright. Alright.
And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. We got hungry.
So, you were disappointed that they didn't just kill somebody already.
That's right. I was disappointed that Robin didn't straight up murder somebody.
Yep. Kids don't half-ass your murders. Excellent.
Yeah, well, again, it's one of those things, because up to this point in the show, we had Trigon. We had Terra. We had all these, really... for a kid's cartoon at the time, really deep...
There was some deep character
dramatic episodes in this show.
Absolutely.
And then this is our series finale, where it teases it might go similar route, but again, that's when I feel like, okay, you had basically Satan on your show, and doing this is somehow too far. Right? So I don't know, that to me is why not just go all the way? That's what kind of baffled me a little bit.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think that there's no way to have him actually kill someone with this storyline.
I think he could. Like
I think Robin killing a person could happen. Sure, totally, but you'd need a different villain in a different setting. Here, because they're dealing with Brushugan, who is creating criminals and whatnot, it makes sense.
I mean, you'd have to change the villain and stuff like that, but at the same time, like, it would be good if the trade-off was actually interesting enough to keep it going, but the main villain and all that stuff, not very interesting. It's basically a giant evil printer. And it's true. It's not very compelling as a villain.
Hey, that's a villain of comic books everywhere.
Fair enough. Still. Deadpool's worst nightmare. The comic press. That's okay, they're online now. So, anywho.
He wields the 7th Infinity Stone.
What's the seventh Infinity Stone?
Reigns' power over continuity. It's the most feared stone in Marvel.
Okay. Is that a real thing, or did you just make that up?
Yeah, no, in Deadpool, one of the annual issues, he busts out with this, black Infinity Stone, claiming it's the 7th one, it's the stone that controls continuity. And everyone in Marvel's like, no!
God, that'd be interesting seeing the next movie.
Fantastic!
Did you actually read Infinity Wars? That book's already crazy enough as it is.
It's true,
in.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it kind of finally wraps up the Robin Starfire storyline they've been building up for years up to this point.
They finally kiss.
Yeah, no,
at the very end of it.
Of course. Again, I feel like that what you were talking about though in the last episode we did, where you was talking about like how Teen Titans were watching. Did we talk about that on the show, or did you talk about it?
We didn't talk about it in the video.
Okay, so why don't you go over that part then? Because in the Teen Titans Go, which is probably the best part of that series, and I kind of agree with what they're saying.
Okay, so there's an episode of Teen Titans Go, and I don't recommend watching the whole series, but definitely if you've seen any of the series, you find this episode and watch it, where what's his name? Is it like Mastermind or something? The TV guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget his name, but I know what you're talking about.
But
the Brain? I don't.
No, it's not the Brain, but it's some ridiculous name. They have ridiculous named villains, but he's the guy who keeps jumping into television series and all, and he threatens that if the Teen Titans won't do what he commands, he'll change their writing and recreate them. And they're like, you can't do that to us. And he's like, I've done it before, and shows them the previous Teen Titans series, and like introduces them to it. They're like, wait. We look so cool, and there's such interesting story, and it shows them sit there and like marathon the whole series, and at the very end they're like, wait, you can't end there. What happens to Tara? What happens to they've got all these questions and things, and they start like threatening the villain, going, no,
change us back.
And so it goes totally like genre savvy on itself, as they're aware. They're like, yeah, no, this happened.
It's like very self-aware. It's like, yeah, we know it's not as good. But I feel like this one kind of transitioned towards Teen Titans Go, actually, especially towards the...
No way.
Okay, it's not that bad, but it's like, you see the goofiness kind of overtaking the series elements.
Well, the show always had a fair amount of goofiness.
Yeah.
There were some darker episodes, which were great. But being able to go back to that lighthearted goofiness is what allows it to continue being a kid's show.
At the same time, though, there have been a lot of kids shows getting in dark territories on a regular basis still be called a kids show.
Yeah, but they always still have those fluff episodes put in every season.
True. At the same time, Teen Titans was guilty of some awful fluff episodes.
Totally. But that being said, like, as deep and as dark as Adventure Time gets, if you want to tell me that there are no mindless, stupid fluff episodes...
Fair enough. Or Steven Universe, for that matter.
Yeah, exactly, and both are awesome cartoons to watch. But they do have some stupid episodes.
Yeah. I feel like this was kind of a demonstration of the dark ages of cartoons kind of sinking in, though, a little bit. Because there was a rough time there, like, in the mid to late 2000s, where it just got really bad for, like, 5 straight years.
Yep.
Where it was just shit. And we're coming back now. Where it took a long time, we're finally coming back. With shows like Adventure Time or Steven Universe or Gravity Falls or any of those.
Gravity Falls is ending.
I know, I heard about that.
It's very disappointing.
At least that show's ended on its own terms, which I can respect.
It's true. That's good. It gets to tell its whole story.
Yeah. So. Honestly, I was kind of wondering how they can really stretch it out past this point anyway.
You're not wrong.
Because I was thinking, like, this is the biggest villain they've had in the entire show. Where can they go from here?
But there's so many of us who want it to keep going.
I know, I'm with you there, but I get why they're doing. That's a whole nother video right there.
Yeah.
But like so this one, like, the action's good, the story's decent. I wish it went further than it did. But again, I guess for what it is,
it has the fun. It was a Teen Titans, movie. It would have been interesting to have a little more of the continuity carry from this back into the series, but that's a challenge of cartoon movies.
Wasn't this the series finale?
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, this was the end of the show. Like, this movie was like
Interesting.
That's why I think it's so disappointing for me in particular. Is like this is how the show ended.
No, because Tara was part of their team at the very end.
No, she wasn't.
Like, she broke away, she came back. She broke away, she came back. I could have sworn
No.
Okay.
She came back to life, but she thought she was a high schooler or something. I had no memory what happened, so she kind of went off and did her own thing.
Okay.
So she wasn't a part of the main team. That was a season finale. I know what you're talking about, but that was not the series finale. I'm pretty sure this was the series finale.
Okay, I don't remember well enough. It's been a few years.
I'm surprised I remember this, to be frank. But I think, again, because like this is a series finale, it doesn't even come close to some of the best storylines the show had. I think is what it comes down to.
It's true. It's not way up there. It went for its own standalone approach of using a villain who does not appear anywhere else, and everything. In my opinion, if they were going to use this as the finale, they really should have used a villain who had been reoccurring.
They could have used Ron Perlman's Slade. I loved him in every scene he was in. They could have used Trigon again. They could have used Terra. They could have used any of those like complex villains. But instead, we get this guy that appears in like a scene, does some evil villain stuff, and then dies.
It's true.
And then fades into nothing, which is kind of weird to me.
Yeah. Well, and he wasn't even the real villain. It was the leader of the super soldiers or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever. Which, like, oh yeah, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of predictable. It's okay for what it is, but it's like I felt like it could have been much more, especially considering what the writing of Teen Titans Go they could do before.
True, and it's an absolute gem compared to Brainiac Attacks.
Oh yeah, we have a lot more to talk about this than they do with Brainiac Attacks.
Definitely. So, I enjoyed it. If you like the Teen Titans series, you'll enjoy the movie. If you don't like Teen Titans, go figure, you're probably not going to like this.
It's like, I think it's almost like you got to lower your standards a little bit. It's not going to be as good or better than the other season arcs they had.
Exactly.
It really could use some Ron Perlman, though.
Everything could use Ron Perlman.
And Ron Perlman's great in everything.
Absolutely.
He still says shit at me as a lich.
So, does Dark Horse count as DC?
Not technically. They work with Vertigo.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I guess the Hellboy animations aren't going to be a part of this then.
Afraid not, sorry.
So, and those also aren't Ron Perlman, are they?
No, those are Ron Perlman.
Oh, they are? Okay,
Yeah,
I thought so. I wasn't sure.
You're surprised we're off for those two.
Yeah.
He's also the Lich in Adventure Time.
Which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. That scares the shit out of me every time I hear his voice. It's like, oh.
Yeah. At the same time, I just can't help but laugh, because now every time I think of Ron Perlman, all I can think of is the very end of Pacific Rim. Where's my shoe?
Oh, yeah. That's the one where I forget he's in. But is that where that meme came from? Like the...
Yes.
No, not the Where's My Shoe, the... I tried it once. Once.
Yes.
Is that where that came from?
Yes.
I want to know, is that where the meme originated, or did they just use it?
I think they just used it.
It would be great if that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Mary had a lamb. Once.
Ron Perlman's great. If he ever wants to be on the show here, we will totally welcome him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We can't afford him, but we'll welcome him.
We would kick you out in a heartbeat for Ron Perlman.
I would kick me out in a heartbeat. I would kick you out for us.
Oh, good. Your secret plan finally comes to fruition.
Hi, welcome to Ron the Comic Nerd.
Ron the Comic Nerd?
Yeah.
I thought you were taking this over. I didn't know we were replacing with Ron.
No, I'm kicking you out to bring in Ron Perlman.
Oh,
he gets your
okay.
job.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking our Ron, so I got confused there for a second. No. It's the Ron and Ron show. They never could say Deathstroke on this show, though. I was always kind of disappointed.
No, they never said Deathstroke.
Because I guess you could say death on TV at the time.
Apparently, or something.
And they're much more lax on it now. Now you can say sexy and butts and stuff. Well, you don't want to say butts, but...
It's true. I really want Murder Slap. Best knockoff villain ever.
Well, technically Deadpool is a knockoff villain of Slade.
He is absolutely a knockoff villain of Deathstroke.
Have you seen that one panel where it shows like Deadpool with Slade in the same panel? Deadpool's dressed up to look like Slade. He just is like just a whole bunch of things stabbed into him, and he goes, "I get it now. I'm just a reflection of yourself." And Deathstroke goes, "Please just die." And then Deadpool just goes, "Why do you hate yourself so much?"
Yeah.
I think we're probably. Did you got any final thoughts on Trouble in Tokyo?
The karaoke doing the Teen Titans song.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a point where Beast Boy sings karaoke. He switches the subtitles to English, and it's not the English theme from the show, but it's a fantastic translation.
I follow traffic laws. That's
Exactly.
something like that.
I'll eat all my vegetables without any mention of dislike. I'll do all my homework. Like it's fantastic.
Earthquakes, lightning, fire, Dad. Grammar, math, science, social studies. There is nothing I am afraid of. Teen Titans, go!
It's like makes you wonder. Makes you want to look up the Japanese version. Like, so it's like, is the translation even close to that? Because if it is, that'd be fantastic.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. And actually, that's a fun story for me. Back when it came out, so the first, I don't remember if it started with the Japanese song or if it started with the English version.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, they've always had a little Japanese mix in there.
it started with one and then went to the other. And a good friend of mine and his brother, we were all big fans of the show. We decided we were going to mess with him and claim that the English version didn't exist. And so every time an episode would come on with the English version, we would sing over it with the Japanese lyrics, which was all the worse because neither of us speak Japanese, and so it was probably some horrible, like, terrible version thereof.
It's stereotypical.
But of course, his kid brother knows. He's certain that this is going to be that this is the English version going on here, and we were. He was the older brother, and I was his friend, and we were assholes. It was fantastic. Yeah.
You're still an asshole.
Aw.
It's okay, I'm an asshole too.
You say the sweetest things.
That's why we get along. I don't know how. Yeah. Stop that! It's like, I remember someone was telling me a story, it was a bit off topic, but I thought of a story. It's how he got a pirated version of Toy Story 3. I'm not going to say his name for that reason.
Alright.
But apparently, this is also an edited version of Toy Story 3.
Oh, yes!
Where apparently, the part where all the toys are holding hands and start approaching the fire pit, it just fades to black. And then it ends. That's the end of the movie. So for the longest time, my friend thought, that's how the movie ends? He had no idea there was like a whole final act there. Just assumed that's how the movie ended. Just in darkness and despair for the longest time.
Excellent.
It's like, yes, that is trolling to the max.
So Teen Titans, Trouble in Tokyo.
It's okay.
It's okay. I enjoyed it. Thank you if you're contributing on Patreon. We appreciate it a great deal. If you're seeing this on YouTube, then contribute on Patreon,
Yes,
and you'll get to see these sooner.
Yes,
That's right.
absolutely.
You get to see us more often, more frequently, more recently and up to date.
Who doesn't want to see this beautiful face all the time? Look at me.
I don't want to!
Look at me!
Alright.
Swear to me! Bye, guys.
By my honor, I will do my best.
Alright.
It's not the right swear to you?